Hello, everyone, and welcome to twitch.tv/ the Onyx Path. My name is Travis Legg. My pronouns are he and they, and I will be running tech and playing in Hunter the Vigil 2nd Edition Cinders and Soot because we have the always amusing and amazing Tom Murr here as our storyteller. But before we dive into the story, a couple things I want to bring to your attention. The last Friday of every month is Onyx Path Game Night, and that just happens to be today. So, if you head over to start playing games, you can see what games are available. The event actually runs, we call it game night, but it does run throughout the weekend. There might be some games that still have slots available. If you're looking to play a game, head over to that link I just threw in chat. Check out the various games on offer and get your game on. And once again, we do that the last Friday of every month. Speaking of our partners over at Start Playing, Devin from Start Playing was interviewed on the Pathcast, which just went live a few moments ago, I believe. So if you want to get some more information on Start Playing, you can head over to the Pathcast and check out that interview. I will have Devin on the channel on Tuesday of this week to discuss, to walk through how to set up a game. We were scheduled to do so last week, but Creatures from Beneath the Sea interrupted and got in our way, so we have rescheduled for next week. Speaking of Creatures from Beneath the Sea and the various other wonderful games that we have going on, if I would like to call your attention to last week's MMN, because not only does this talk about some of the amazing projects in the works and some amazing projects that were released this week, such as Kim's Tasty Bit that I'm sure she'll be talking about momentarily. It also covers the details on our media contest, which you have a couple of days left to enter. So if you've not yet entered it, go check that link out and do so. Now I will get out of the way and let Tom take the reins to handle everyone else's introductions and such.
Hello, and thank you very much. I'm back again, once again invisible, and once again here to lead our party of brave hunters into their certain misery. But they don't know this yet, so everyone is smiling faces. First things first, we need a short round of introductions before we jump into the action right away. So, well, you don't need to know anything about me, but you should know about Kim. So, Kim, please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name's Kim Godwin, pronouns she, her. I am a freelance writer, among other things, with Onyx Path Publishing, and I recently had one of my Tasty Bits go live for sale on DriveThru RPG for They Came From Beneath the Grave, and that was Don't Open the Gates. So it's set up for virtual tabletop, and it's a very short scenario with a couple antagonists and lots of story hooks for you to use. It's only 8 pages and it's only like $1.99, so check it out.
Thank you very much. I can tell you I've already read the module. I read it very fast. I enjoyed it very much. And I'd say you need like a few minutes to read it, half an hour. Then you got half an hour to put your own ideas into the setting. Then you're good to go. So don't hesitate. And please don't open the gates, but do open the gates. Next one up, finally with us. And I'm so happy to see your face. Dear David, please introduce yourself.
You saw my face a couple of weeks ago, Tom. But yeah, hi, I'm David Whitworth. I was on holiday last week, so I wasn't here. My pronouns are he, they. I live in the same country as Tom. I do a lot of freelance RPG writing for various places. In theory, my Kickstarter should actually be printed soon. I've got some stuff with Tom and some other stuff with Darker Days Radio, of which I'm also a host. So you can go find me over there where we talk about World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness stuff. And that's it at the moment for me.
Thank you very much. Since Travis already got to talk a lot, let's get Edwin in there.
Hi, Edwin Wessels, he, him. I don't do anything as fancy as Kim, Travis, Tom, or David. I'm just here to play again. Short and simple.
Yeah, but I'm very happy that you're here. And I very much enjoy playing with you. So don't be shy.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Great. Thank you. So, Travis, who are you?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself at two places. So my name is Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. Trying to think what the most recent thing that I worked on that has come out is. I know that the Scarred Lands Vigil Watch Kelder Mountains supplement just went out to backers. So if you backed Dead Man's Rust on Kickstarter or on BackerKit, check your BackerKit because those PDFs should be out to the supporters. And I know that Victorian Age Mage, which while I did not work on that book specifically, I worked on some supplements for it, has started shipping as well, the deluxe edition. So keep an eye on those tracking numbers. I'm sure I'll have some other neat stuff to talk about in the future, but whatever I should be talking about at the moment is escaping my mind. So I'm looking forward to playing former sister Julie Hansen, who is a former nun and now a hunter of the supernatural.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, I think it's time to get the audience introduced to the fourth member of our cell. And for that, of course, we have to return to Brine Rock City. A city that smells of heavy oil and smog. Many people, fear and hopes of blood and piss, and of course, of the sea. And we are venturing into the harbor in this fateful night. Brine Rock City can be a very dangerous place. And recently, it got a new inhabitant, or maybe just a guest, who came here to find some prey, something to sate their hunger. They had a hard time looking for like-minded people in the city. Those who go out into the night and bring an end to the monsters. Finally, they found them, but they were very few. And I don't know if patience is one of the virtues of this certain hunter, but I could feel they haven't been very patient this night, have they? So, Jack, why are you on the harbor streets?
Oh, a few years ago, Jack's house was attacked and his family were murdered. They were torn apart by some creature The authorities claim that it was a home robbery gone wrong, but Jack saw something and was left scarred from it. This night, 3 years ago, is when this happened. Having come to this city, having heard the stories of what might be lying in wait here, knowing that there are friends here he has dealt with before, but needing some time just to kind of gather his thoughts in memory of his family, his mom, his dad, and his sister, he takes to the streets at night to clear his head. Though the city smells horrible and rancid, if you go down to the harbor, there's a gentle breeze that removes some of the rancidity of the city, but it changes to a bit of a cloying smell of the sea instead. Something he's not used to, but something that helps clear his mind. So he walks down by the harbor, listening to the gulls and listening to the lap of the water against the harbor beachheads. A few boats are around. There's a few boats heading out. There's no one else really around. A few flickering lights hanging down. It's a bit run down. And he's just kind of lost in his own thoughts, the moon shining down upon him. As he walks, his mind wanders and his arm starts to itch again, as it always does at night, where his hand used to be. It kind of distracts him from what's going on around him, that he fails to hear the clatter of a can behind him. He fails to notice something else is there with him. As he continues walking, scratching his arm, and just thinking about how he used to play tic-tac-toe with his sister, how he used to sit there with his mum and dad and watch the Saturday night TV as he had nothing else to do in the backwater town he lived in. He fails to hear the creature behind him until it is too late, and he is knocked into the water, a huge gash across his face. The creature leaves, and Jack is unconscious in the water. He comes through a couple of hours later, having got a scratch all down the left side of his face, kind of washed up on the beach. He knows that he needs to seek help as soon as possible. He's lost a lot of blood. He's feeling very faint. So he makes a call to someone he knows who can help him, and very, very faintly asks Ashley to come and get him. And then he passes out again. The next thing he knows, he is waking up in Ashley's hospital a few days later. And I'm assuming Ashley has probably put some bandages on him, I hope.
Yes, she did. Before we return to the present with the impatient patient waking up, I am angry. I am angry that I slipped up. I kicked that can. But the delicious smelling thing in front of me didn't seem to notice. Take a deep breath. Partly to get another whiff of the scent. There's something in him that I want. Partly to collect myself. It's not safe. It's not safe, but this can be my chance. And I crouch, tense my muscles. Inhale. And jump. There's something wrong. I grab, I grasp, I tear, but I miss. My precious spray falls into the water. But I'm being discovered. I have to leave. So I leave, disappearing back to the night, hence I came. I think as he turned, he might have seen something of me. And we are in the present, back again. We are in a car in which our three hunter friends, Ashley, Barry, and Julie, are driving towards, I think, a small hospital. What kind of a clinic does Ashley work?
She works at more of a smaller, out-of-the-way hospital. It doesn't get the number of patients that she previously got at like the bigger hospital in another city. But after all of this scandal in Hullabaloo, she couldn't stay at the big hospital anymore, and she had to work at a much smaller one and have a little bit less visibility. So it's like a partner hospital that's just in the back corner of the city, but it affords her privacy to bring in patients like Jack and make sure that they get the care that they need without attracting as much attention.
Sounds good. You arrive on the parking lot, and as you walk down the corridors towards the room which houses Jack, your heads are just brimming with the events of this late afternoon, evening. The three of you met up at a house in Winchester Street 12, where a contact of Julie reached out for help because they were missing their social worker, Brian Fox. They had an appointment, but Ferdinand Paltz, the worried person, was left alone the whole day and kind of stalked the apartment, getting so worried to get a confidant involved. So Julie arrived, made some checks on the perimeter, and then called in her friends. Together, you entered the apartment with some difficulties and were confronted with a horrific scene. The bedroom in literal shreds, fur patches on the ground, a little bit of blood on the wall, but nothing compared to the visage that was waiting for you in the living room and kitchen area. A broad smear of blood drenching the thick carpet, making the air smelly with iron and earth. And you found a limp body laying on the sofa. It lost a lot of blood, but also its eyes, part of the lower jaw with open teeth and muscle tissue. And it also misses a muscle from the leg, cleanly cut out. The cell took samples, reached out in official and unofficial ways to the police to get the law enforcement onto the scene and secure some background information. And you took care of Ferdinand, brought him into a safe place, and made sure that he was taken care of for the night. After a short trip to the church St. Jude's by Julie to find some consultation, kind words, and encouragement in form of a trinket by Father Michael, the group reconvened in what would be kindly named the hideout for the hunters. It's more like a drinking hole of desperate people, more or less gnawing on the fabric of sanity. The Looking Glass. You reconvened, you exchanged your information, and then there was the call from the hospital, alarming you to Jack being up and, well, trying to leave his room. Although, clearly, he came in with heavy injuries and should be resting now. We're re-entering the story as Ashley and friends enter the room where a male nurse is trying to put Jack back into his bed. Please, sir, you have to rest. Your whole head is bandaged. We need you to stay down. Please get back into your bed, sir.
Fine. This is nothing. I've had worse. Just let me go. You don't want my trouble here. Come on. I'll bring worse in here if you just keep me here. I'll make noise. I'll ruin the place. You just want me out of here. Let me go.
Sir, I've got strict orders.
Tries to push the orderly away. Not hard, just kind of like get off. Kind of.
Yeah, and he is putting up his hands, showing that he's not going to use violence on you, but blocking your way nonetheless. So, Ashley, Barry, Julie, you come to the scene.
Can you tell this man to let me out, please? Been here long enough.
No, you're not. Don't be silly. You are, well, don't be stupid. Man, you are completely covered in bandages. Like, you need to rest. You're safe here. You know that. Don't mess up my staff, please.
Don't worry, I won't hurt the staff. I'm not that psychotic, but whatever did this, we need to find it. This wasn't.
I agree, but you are not necessarily in the state covered in bloody bandages to go out and deal with it. It's okay. It's okay. We got it from here. You can go. Not you, Jack. You stay.
Jack looks a bit resigned and kind of just sits himself on the edge of the bed. So sorry. Thank you, Ashley. I know I called you probably out of the blue, but
No,
thank
it's
you.
fine.
Thank you. The orderly mouths and leaves the room.
Sorry.
You ain't sorry. Come on, Jack. Mind telling us what the hell happened to you?
I wish I could. I was down by the harbor, just taking in the fresh air, so to speak. My mind was wandering, and I just got clouted around the back of the head and ended up in the water. Don't know how long I was there, but I came to on the beach, gave Ashley a ring, and next I know, old Joe is holding me in the bed saying I can't leave, that I've been messed up. Like, I'm messed up most of the time. It's part of the business, isn't it?
They take
Yeah.
anything?
He looks down and at himself. He goes, well, I don't know. Where are my clothes? I'm still in a bed. Nurses, what are they called? Words are failing me.
Oh, like the gown? Yeah.
Hospital gown. That's the word. Yeah.
I'll look around. Is there like a dresser in this room?
Yeah, there is.
I'll flip through it and look for Jack's clothes.
Julie, you do know if you're going to give it to him, he's going to bolt for the door, right?
I mean, I don't think if he's negligent and irresponsible enough to try to run out of this room, whether or not he's got his clothes is going to make a difference.
My concern is him ripping out the IVs. So, like, there's a process. It's like, just calm down. We can work through it.
No.
What I'll say, just as maybe as a thing Ashley will have done, because she maybe knows Jack a little bit, she might have put the IV in his right arm because he doesn't have a hand on his left hand, so it would be harder to remove.
Yeah.
I'll toss the pile of clothes on the foot of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, they've been cleaned.
I mean, that would be needed if you start swimming in the harbor water.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend going into the water around here. It smells as bad as this city.
I mean, your
just-
call, Ashley, if you want to allow him to leave or not.
Well, I think if we have him with us and we just keep him with us, and we can observe him that way, rather than him running into the night alone, and as he is, I think that's more acceptable.
Yes.
Thing is, sorry.
Yeah, no, continue.
Thing is, Jack is moving, and he doesn't move as if he was on tranquilizer or in big pain.
Just throw me a couple of painkillers, carry them with us and I'll be fine. And he starts to nonchalantly just kind of undo the gown and pick up his shirt and starts to get dressed, unfazed by being around a group of people. And don't worry, Buzz, I'm not running anywhere. I know you'll catch me, so...
Just making sure I don't want to lose anyone on my watch again.
Can I tell if Jack is more putting on a show of strength, or if he seems to be operating more from like irritation and not in fact terribly impaired?
Let's see. Let's do a fun roll of empathy or medicine
I will probably lean on empathy.
and wits.
I will use medicine.
Sure.
I will let
Let's
the rest do it.
I see 3 successes for Julie
All right. There it goes.
and 2 successes for Ashley.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I think you can feel some confidence in his own body and his sturdiness. Am I wrong, Jack? Correct me, please.
No, sorry, I've just noticed my camera's gone very, very dark for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Bit distracted here. Jack is very much just comfortable in his body. He doesn't seem to be showing any signs of weariness, other than maybe just a bit of grogginess having woken up. Doesn't seem to be in any pain. At least as much pain as he should be, considering the amount of scarring that is across his face that is bandaged up. And as he takes the gown off, you see all of the scarring down the side of his body from previous injuries. He doesn't seem to be bothered. Maybe a little bit of a stretch here and there just to kind of loosen up, but no, he seems fine. No worse than normal.
And what's your emotional state right now?
Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Annoyed that he was caught unaware. Kind of relieved that he's alive again. Anxious to kind of get moving, but is trying to be a better person and not just go full gung-ho with the crowd that with the cell that's now around him. He knows that just charging off is probably not gonna work out well. So lots of kind of a lot of emotions are going on, like grateful for Ashley, but also just mostly probably annoyed at himself for being caught out.
So I think Julie gets some of this. Probably not in as much detail, but you get a rough idea of his state.
Sure. And I'll say, listen, I'm sorry for what happened to you. It could happen to any one of us. We're kind of in the middle of trying to track something down, but I don't see any reason why we couldn't do a little bit of looking into what happened with you as well.
Thing is, Jack wears some claw marks that Ashley bandaged up on his face.
Yeah, she'll mention it. Well, the lacerations on Jack's face kind of match the victim's, so it may be this one and the same. Hopefully, not separate ones.
That would make things much simpler.
Well, did you when you got out of the water, you just went straight to Ashley, right? You didn't involve the cops or anything?
I just called Ashley. I knew you guys were in town. I knew she was around. So
Well, maybe we should head down to where you were attacked and see if there's any evidence.
yeah, we can go back there. I'm assuming I've been here a couple of days. I don't know. Maybe there'll be something left. Storyteller, how long has Jack been unconscious?
Several days, as you said. 4, maybe? Yeah, sounds right.
So we can head down there. I can show you where it was. Hopefully there'll be something left. I don't know how active the harbor is during the day, but I'm happy to show you.
It's the middle of the night at this point. So I forgot to mention, Ashley dropped off some her samples to the lab that she wanted to analyze later on. So you got several options at hand. You could do sampling and have fun in the laboratory. You could go to the place where Jack was mauled, or have any other fun ideas.
Well, I think what we can do is she can recommend that everyone grab like some non-alcohol things to eat and drink. I'm sure she's got a non-sample fridge in the lab, so there isn't any accidents while she runs some samples to see what we're dealing with. Just do that real quick. Well, as quick as that process can go before we go out. It is super late, so if this thing is a night predator, we're gonna be able to leave here in its peak hunting hours.
Mm-hmm. This would help with Ashley being spooked, drawn to investigate the surreal, and getting a grip on this whole mystery. I think there's some unrest with Buzz and Julie. How do you cope?
So Baz would like to check it out during the daytime, just to not avoid walking into the big furball again. Bad things can happen by those creatures. So he rather just stay now, try to see if he can learn more about it, to make sense of what it is and what it wants to do, and why it went after Jack as well, so that he can show up prepared and not like a newborn baby running into the kitchen looking for something to eat, so to speak.
Reasonable, yes. Do you have an idea where to start your research?
Library?
Probably library, yeah. We got several We got, of course, several public libraries. We got archives of newspapers. We got a university library. Yeah, stuff like this.
We also have the World Wide Web. So
And that's right.
so it's going to be basically twofold. He is kind of going to look on the internet, see for news about this, anything familiar, and then take notes of it. And then if there are things that are leading towards a library, he'll go to the library to verify those sources and see what comes from there.
Wonderful. Yes. Julie?
I think while they're doing that, I might screw with this phone a bit. See if I can get the SIM card out. See if I can see what the service provider is, and if it's a service provider that has that also has like a cheap prepay option, I might try to run to like a department, like a Walmart or something like that, and pick up effectively a burner phone to try to slap the old SIM card into, see if I can access the information that's on that SIM card.
Wonderful. What does Jack do?
Jack has now dressed in some quite shabby clothes, old jeans, old hoodie, old call them lumberjack jackets, something like that. Some very kind of comfortable clothes, and he just knows that he's not going to go out anywhere this evening, and just going to go looking for some coffee and some food to sustain himself while he waits for everyone else to do the thinking. He knows where he needs to go. And he'll just wait for everyone else to get ready.
Okay. Then I need an intelligence and science roll from Ashley. Barry is going to use wits and
Or investigation? I don't.
yeah, I think I was about to say computer, but investigation does work too, yes. And Julie has probably to talk to people to make them do what she wants and getting rid of that phone problem. So this would probably be how do you talk to these people?
I mean, I guess my hope would be to try to at first, if I can get the SIM card out manually myself.
Yeah, that's no problem.
And if I can find a burner phone to slide that SIM card into, I don't think I really need to talk to anybody about unlocking the phone until I've checked that. Because if the messages are saved to the SIM card, I don't necessarily need to get into the phone. If they're not, my hope was to really just kind of play the like, I'm worried. My boyfriend hasn't been home for a few days, and he left his phone. I can't get into it. Can you please help unlock this phone? Kind of playing the, doing my best to garner sympathy. But that's only a last resort if I either can't get into the data through the SIM card or if the SIM card doesn't have the information. If it doesn't have like messages saved to it and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I would like for you to roll something. Let's see. But you're lucky. Your first plan actually works.
Oh, beautiful. So that'd be like a computer.
Yeah.
Okay. Off of wits.
Wits. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, one success. So
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with Ashley.
Oh yeah, I didn't get any successes on that science roll, but she might just try a different machine
Yeah.
rather than the chemist doing it manually. So she'll just use her medicine next time for the next one.
Thing is, I don't think you have to re-roll. It's just you have to try method after method to find something.
Mm-hmm.
Because your samples are very messy. They're contaminated with all sorts of dirt. And you're getting the words contradictory results. It takes you maybe until 2 a.m. to realize you got samples from 2 individuals. And you're pretty sure one is the victim and the other one might be the murderer. And this is where the fun starts. You check them for several markers, and yeah, you're pretty sure Seth Fox is the dead person and a human. You're pretty sure about this. The other sample is weird. Is very weird. And you have a small stock of different samples to compare from the monsters that you have encountered. And it doesn't fit very well with any of them. And it's getting very late, or you might say early. And you notice there is a small container at the back of your sample tray. And it's not labeled with any numbers or code or anything, but it has just 4 letters on it. And they spell Lily. Take us back to this room. What did it look like?
It was in a hotel room in a bad part of town. She had holed up there, just very bad sob story about what had happened to her, and she missed her appointment with me, and I wanted to check to see what was going on. So I did something I wasn't supposed to do. I went and made a house call. I opened the door, and there was just so much blood. The white hotel sheets were just saturated with it. I could taste it, just the iron on my tongue, and it was bad. And I thought that I would see her just dead in the bed, but she wasn't. She was just over top of somebody, and she was eating them. Her face was just covered with blood, and her hair was matted, and I just didn't know what to do.
And she turned around as you entered the room, looking at you with wild eyes. And she asks you the same question with a breaking voice. What shall I do?
Do you know what happened? What's going on here?
Stop. I don't want to, but I want more.
Just step away. We can get you cleaned up. We can get you to the hospital. We can get you into inpatient care, and we can figure this out. I don't know. I need to get a crisis counselor, but you need to just step away from whoever that is. We can get you somewhere safe. We can take care of this.
You have the feeling that you're getting through to her. She steps away. 1, 2 steps. She looks so helpless, so desperate.
I try to stay calm, and I just reach out. It's like, it's okay. It's okay. You'll be okay. You're doing great. Just take my hand. We'll get you out of here.
She takes 1 foot, places it in front of the other. She is dripping. Then her eyes flare up. How did this continue? What happened next?
I didn't mean to. She came after me. She lunged at me. She just stopped being that frightened girl, and just, her teeth shouldn't have been like that. None of it should have been like this. They, after the thing, Bryson had given me a gun just to make sure I'd be okay after the stalker stuff with Bruce, and I didn't want to. I got scared, and I just pulled the gun, but she still kept coming. It just wasn't natural. But when it was all over, and it just, she didn't have a pulse. She'd been dead for a while. But she was moving, and she was talking. She was lucid. But she wasn't alive anymore. She hadn't been for a while.
Did you stake her?
Yes.
And as the beast screamed on the top of its lungs, her eyes said once again, I don't want to do this. And then she falls limp to the ground. Ashley, this has been some time ago. Why do you hunt monsters?
I hunt monsters to learn about them so I don't see any more get twisted into hollowed out shells of themselves. People broken by suffering and addiction. If it's a disease that can be treated, it's an endemic that can be eradicated. The solution has to be more than this violence, this piercing someone's heart with a sharp stick or a bullet to the forehead. It's just, this isn't the way to do this. This isn't how we fix a thing. You don't cure a disease by killing the patient. There has to be more to save people than giving them a less violent death.
Yeah, there should be. So you pick up the tray for the next round and continue your research.
We'll try it. We'll run it with Lily's sample and see if we can figure out what this contradiction is. If it's this, I hope it's not this again. Or if it's something else, it maybe, I don't know if Baz's solution is really going to be better. It's all horrific, but maybe this is what this is. Maybe we've seen this before. And if it is, then we have a way forward instead of a step back and a whole new realm of discovery.
Yeah. Julie, you bring us 2 successes, I think.
I had 1 success in the technology.
1 success, okay. So you have to fiddle a little to get things working as you want to, but finally you can go through the information on the SIM card. And first important information, you don't get the impression that Brian felt like he was stalked. He wasn't telling anybody about enemies or danger that he felt he was in. No. He seemed oblivious to the threat. You find something else. Like, there are some strange messages in the middle of the night. Messages that are about meeting points and a patrol being held. And yeah.
Are any of these meeting points or locations that are listed in the messages familiar to me?
How often are you in the harbor?
I would imagine as often as my work takes me, whether that be hunting or if there are people in the area who would, require, more social outreach kind of work. I assume Julie probably distributes food and medicine in tent cities, things like that. So if there's anything like that down by the harbor, I would imagine she probably spends some time there. But otherwise, probably not much at all.
Two places immediately jump to your eyes because one of them is a soup kitchen.
Okay.
And the other one is a shelter.
Okay, and so these are messages where the owner of the phone, forgive me, I don't remember his name, was it Brian?
Brian, yes.
So these messages were like Brian is being told to meet at these spots?
It's more like, hey, can you take shift on the soup kitchen?
Oh, okay.
It is the one that you have been to in the beginning of this story, and you have never seen him there. Like, he's not of the staff. Well, actually, you don't know how he looks like, but if he looks like Seth Fox, who is a family member, then you're sure you haven't seen him.
Okay. Does this are any of his like social media passwords or accounts or anything like that? Is any of that information stored in this SIM card?
No, you got one success.
Okay. And the name certainly doesn't sound familiar to me in any of those places, right?
No.
Okay. I think what I might do, if we have some time, as everyone else is sort of doing their stuff. Well, I'm assuming I had to go out to get the phone to slide the SIM card into anyway, right? Like I had to go to like a Walmart or something. So on the way back to the hospital, I would like to stop at the shelter where I sent was it Ferdinand that I sent to the shelter? I'd like to stop and ask him a few questions.
Sure. What do you ask of him?
I guess first of all, where he met Brian, and if he could describe him for me.
Yeah. So you meet Ferdinand a little bit outside of the shelter. He's obviously problems with sleeping,
Sure.
and so he is happy to tell you a little bit more. So Brian was a pretty big guy. Had short brown hair, a very dominant nose, and well, he was at one of the places where you could go and find help if you have problems with paperwork and are in a bad spot, like a little bit of advice, making sure you got things in order, and smoothing the way to some necessary help for you.
Was he staff or a volunteer at these places, or was he a recipient of services at these places?
Ferdinand was a recipient, and Brian is actually a social worker. So,
Okay.
yeah, he was staff.
Excellent. Well, that points me, I guess, in a direction. I thank Ferdinand for his help, and I head back to the hospital. I'm assuming at this point it's relatively late at night, right?
Yeah, it's very late. But on the other hand, you can't really put your mind to ease.
I may swing by the locations, take a roundabout way back to the hospital, and sort of drive by the mentioned locations and see if anything looks out of the ordinary.
Perfect. Baz, you are working your way through the interwebs.
Indeed.
And you find stuff. You find actually newspaper articles about two grisly murders in and around the harbor within the last 2 months. And turns out both of them show heavy wounds that could have come from wild animals. And the less serious pages are speculating about saltwater crocodiles or giant black dogs, or a mountain lion far off its usual habitat. And yeah, you'd guess you got a pattern.
Perfect. First off, those two articles, the links to it are being sent into the group chat for the rest of the group. I'll highlight Ashley and say, hey, you know possibly the ME who handled these cases, or the doctor, or whatever? reach out to contacts there to see if we can cross-reference things there. Then the next one is going to be for Jack, saying, hey, was this around the area where somebody decided that you needed to go dumpster diving into the ocean, so to speak? And then I see if I can kind of pinpoint more about these attacks, and also going a bit further into the past as well to see if I can find something there.
Where are you going?
Basically, just continue searching.
Okay.
But then kind of instead of just focusing on the recent attacks, see if there's anything longer ago.
You got 4 successes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do more digging. And you go back 3 years, and then you don't find any cases anymore.
So
That-
it's been roughly going on for 3 years.
Yes. And you put down the dates, and you get the feeling it's accelerating. It started with 2 victims in the first year, then it got up to 4, and this year just started and we already have 2. So
All of those articles are being thrown into the group chat. A, for my own sanity, and B, kind of see, Ashley, this is why we need to kill them and not try to cure them. Kind of to just highlight my points. Is it all around the same area all the time?
roughly, it's always close to the water.
I'll let the rest of the group know that I'm gonna head back to the looking glass, and once they're in the looking glass, I'm gonna ask them for a map, and then kind of just pinpoint all the attacks on the map to just kind of get a feel of the area that we need to cover to find this creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll just wait for the rest to see if they're joining me, or their findings, or what they're doing.
Are any of the locations in this group text, by chance, the locations that I am driving around and looking at?
No.
Okay, cool.
Does Jack recognize any of the locations as to the place where he got attacked? I'm guessing Jack probably doesn't know the names of the locations, but if there's pictures on these websites, he'd probably recognize the pictures.
I think if you joined Baz, you can just have a look on his map.
Yeah, I'll go join Baz and go point at the map. That's where I was attacked.
Yeah.
Found the
And
marketer as well.
you find it fits. It fits into the perimeter. Parameter? Parameter.
Yeah.
Of the other events. What you also get is many of the attacks took place in the open. An attack in a house is new.
That house attack, is that still within the same area?
Yes.
Okay. So if I kind of start, how do you call it? Draw lines between each location. At certain point, they'll all intercross with each other, and you kind of get a pinpoint. How do you say that? What's the center?
Yeah. Yeah, continue.
So what I kind of want to do then is basically take that center and then take the furthest point of the first attack from there, and then add maybe 1 or 2 blocks further there, and kind of draw a circle saying this is the area that we kind of need to focus our attention on, so to speak.
Jack
Then
reactions. As it seems not. No. Okay, continue.
So, and once that's done, I'll take a photo of it and I'll send it to the group chat. And maybe that will give Travis or Julie some indication that the location that he's driving around to, if they fall within that search pattern or search area.
Yeah, I mean, I'll certainly check it out. And if I notice anything that looks out of the ordinary while I'm on my drive around, I will send pictures of it. But is this is not the or I guess are the locations that I'm visiting in that general region?
They overlap in some areas, and you are within the area that Baz marked for the murders. As you come to another of the locations you picked up from the phone, and you have a look around, it's another spot where you can enter a court, a back court of a building block, and you peek inside, and within the archway you can see somebody kneeling.
How far away are they?
I was imagining you being in the car.
Yeah.
Right now. So it's probably like 15 meters.
They're just. Is there any illumination by where they're at, or am I just seeing like a silhouette of them?
You're seeing the silhouette, right?
Okay. And I don't suppose I'll bring up my cell phone and I'll see if I can get any details by zooming in the camera.
You do. And they're doing you a favor. They're striking a match, and a very small flame illuminates some of the features.
I would like to press record on the camera. Like as soon as I see that flash.
First thing, they appear human, which is great. It's not good for this kind of identification. They're probably not Caucasian. And have short hair that's just looking up under a hood. They're wearing a hoodie. although it's not that warm. And they are inciting some incendiaries.
Like lighting a
And-
wick?
What?
Like a wick?
Like a fuse
Yeah.
Oh,
or
no,
a candle
no,
or something.
more like a candle.
Okay.
And have a second.
Sure.
Incense. That's the word I'm looking
Oh,
for.
okay.
Incense.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Much less
Yeah,
panic
yeah.
inducing.
Yeah, yeah.
We went the arson route. Okay, that's on us.
Well, I went arson, and then he said incendiaries, and I thought dynamite, and I thought
Right, yeah,
that's escalating things quickly.
Right.
Yes! Explode the nun!
Oh my, yeah.
No, it's
Right.
it's incense
Okay.
Cool.
and a candle, and they're putting a small tray with the incense and the candle, and there's something else on there that's just not very well illuminated. And they
Does
take it
go ahead.
and put it into a small alcove. It's not larger than a chest, you would say, something that sits in the wall, and they place it in there.
Does this look familiar to me? Can I make an occult check based on with my specialty in religious practices?
Do that religious occult check, please. Yes.
Excellent. And is that going to be wits or intelligence that I'm leaning on?
I'd say it's intelligence.
All right. But the specialty does apply, correct? And that's a plus.
Yes.
That's a +1 die.
It is a +1 die, correct.
Excellent. 2 successes.
Wonderful. This does look like a form of sacrifice. And well, first thing that comes to mind are Hindu practices. But honestly, it's a little bit late in the night for that. I mean, no offense to those who practice their belief like this, but it's not that common. And you see them going further into ritualistic movements, placing hands flat on the ground, touching the rough patch with their forehead. They get something from their pockets and crumbling it, pouring it over the ground. And then they pull out a short knife, prick their finger, and do something in the alcove.
I am.
You know-
I'm recording this whole thing, obviously on my phone. But I also have a freshly acquired burner phone that I just put a working SIM card in. So I would like to throw that sucker on speakerphone and probably call. I would assume Ashley would be the person I would call first, just based on who I would assume would have their phone and be able to readily answer it. Right? So I'd like to do that if possible.
I think Ashley's phone rings.
Yeah, she'll answer the phone. Hey.
Hey, so I'm currently recording someone at this is outside of the shelter. Is that am I getting that correct, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm currently recording somebody outside of the shelter. They're doing what looks like some form of like a ritual sacrifice. There's incense. There's blood. Uh, seems vaguely like it might be Hindu or Hindu derivative, but I'm at a bad angle in the dark, 50 feet away,
Okay.
so I'm not sure. But they're burning incense. There's there was a dagger. There's some blood involved. I'm recording the whole thing, but I wanted to call you and let you know that that this is happening here. Unless I'm grossly misreading what was it Jack sent to the group chat, or was it Baz? Either way, unless I'm grossly misreading these maps, I think we're kind of in an overlapping territory. It seems strange enough that it was worth giving y'all a call and letting you know what was up. Once they're
that is a bit odd, given the time of night and location.
Once they're done, I can send y'all the video. I am gonna try to stay on their tail, I guess.
Yeah, there's a few religions that do it. Buddhists will also sacrifice animals as well.
Well, and this wasn't any sort of, near as I can tell anyway, this wasn't any sort of animal sacrifice, but a self-sacrifice. They pricked their own, was it their own hand? Or could I not quite tell where they had stuck themselves?
Yeah, I'll start doing a cross-reference through the database once I get the video. But they haven't seen you, have they?
If they have, they haven't reacted to me.
Just keep your distance, and we'll maybe Baz and Jack can meet up with you so you're not by yourself.
Cool. I'll call you if anything changes.
Okay, be safe.
Always. And I'll hang up the phone, and I'll reach into my glove box and pull out my medallion of St. Jude and put it on just in case.
Better safe than sorry. Somebody out there help me. Dear God.
Yes. In the meantime, in the looking glass, you are probably... Well, there's Victoria the Guns, but she isn't in any mood or capacity to be of help to you. But Hector, the proprietor of the bar, a very tall lady, joins our two map experts and has a look on it and says, "Oh, you're taking a look on some old things, right?"
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jack. Nice thing you got on your head.
He ran into a lantern post.
Mm-hmm. Lantern post. And that's why you are investigating Freddy Choi. And she puts her finger on one of the needles you put into the map.
Freddy Choi, you say?
Yeah.
Quick chat message to the rest of the group. Freddy Choi? just got mentioned by one of the regulars here in Looking Glass. Not sure if that's we have any more information about him, but have had it. But and then he'll put the phone away. So, do you know about this? What can you tell us?
He was a what they called. You know, people give legal advice.
Americans.
Yeah, but you know, he knew his shit, and he was giving it for free, like for people who need it.
Is he a lawyer or is he a consultant?
Yeah.
Legal consultant?
Yeah, person on the phone, legal consultant. That's the word.
I was trying to work out then whether it was a real conversation we were having or whether it was actually properly.
Okay, so this is Hector speaking.
Okay.
And, well, he was working with some of the people that were let go by the wharf. And so he came actually to the harbor until he didn't anymore. But that's not why we know about him.
We?
I have a feeling that he has ties to the hunter community.
No, we had an eye on him. Because he was one of these people you better are watching closely. He wasn't one of the major players, but he did stuff.
He cooked the books.
No, he, I think he threw fire. He was a pyromancer.
Oh, okay, sure. I'll bite. If he is a pyromancer, why did the hunter community have an eye on him? Because that's technically just normal shit.
Totally normal shit, sure.
Mancer means that usually that you're casting it versus a pyromaniac, or unless that's a translation.
He casted fire around, like from his hands.
Okay, sure. I'll bite more. Do you have it on tape, or is this just hearsay?
Victoria saw it, but I don't think you can get any reasonable word out of her right now. So he was on a list of people we are watching because they are not doing any harm to at the moment. But let's be honest, folks like him later in their life have a nigh 100% chance to get into trouble. And trouble starts to kill people.
So you've had an eye on Jack, and you see you've got a list of other people. Baz, who are these other people that you were looking at whilst I was in the hospital? Do any of the names match?
Names don't match, but we basically been kind of tracking everything down now with the same type of hack and slash things with wound-like. This seems to have started about 3 years ago, and he actually stops for a moment, looks back at Hector. Any of the other people on this map, were they possibly supernatural?
Let me have a look. Yeah, that one. I think. Could you show me the source for a second? And she wants to see your.
Yeah, he'll show it.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah, Cecilia Young, shapeshifter.
Okay. Any else?
Well, while we're having this, can I send a text message to Kim? Just say, look for supernatural shit in the blood. Sorry, not Kim, Ashley.
Okay, I'll take a look.
I think Ashley's now just exhausting all her resources. Like,
Like,
but yeah, I'll continue.
I'm waiting for you to speak.
Okay. So, in that case, Bass is actually gonna send a follow-up messages in all caps. We have somebody who's hunting down supernaturals.
Is that going to the group chat or just
Yeah, no, that's going to the group chat. Like I said, all caps.
So wait, you mean that you think that this attack was? You mean you think the attack on Brian's brother at Brian's apartment was a hunter?
I think it's another supernatural hunting other supernaturals, and he'll basically say that the two persons that were just described, that one was a pyromancer, apparently was throwing fire around from his hands. This person was a shape changer.
It was certainly no hunter who did this to me.
Yeah. So I think
there are other creatures here. So
yeah, I think it's a supernatural going after other supernaturals, and Jack apparently got in the way.
I'm not supernatural, guys. Don't worry. I'm just.
Let me have another
I
few
may
whiskey.
smell a little bit funny every now and then, but that's not.
Let me have another few whiskeys, and I can see if you're supernatural or not. No. So, but I think Jack got in the wrong time, wrong place scenario.
oof.
Forgive me for saying so, but what difference does that? I mean, apart from knowing what we're looking for, what difference does it make?
It means that we're going to be caught in between two fires. If we find it while hunting the thing that he's currently hunting, that might also be a supernatural. So we might be going up against 2 or 3 supernaturals at the same time.
Is this a turf war? Have we walked into the middle of a monster's turf war?
Yeah, that's kind of what it's starting to feel like.
Well,
wait,
you brought big guns.
This is sorry, Travis.
No,
go.
I was just going to say, I mean, if that's the case, then maybe we should dedicate a little bit of time to figuring out which batch of these is worse.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy is my friend.
Yep.
This is a very long.
Oh, go ahead.
This is a very long conversation you're having via text messages.
I thought we were
So,
on.
I mean, I'm assuming we're all
Julie.
millennials here, so this is not a long text message.
It's a series of 20 short text messages.
Right.
OMG, click OK.
Right.
it is nonetheless
Shock face
It's
emoji.
It's all done through emojis and text speak.
It's nonetheless distracting. So I need Julie, just before we go into break, have a short wits plus composure check for their vigilance.
Sure. How about 3 successes? How does that sound?
Wonderful. As you're texting, you see that your kneeling person is standing up, turning around, and catching your eyes. And we're going off to a bio break.
Glorious. Just so I don't forget, I will probably text like, OMG, it sees me.
Help.
BRB.
Per emoji.
Awesome. Yeah, and then with that, we will take a brief break from our stream to address any biological and technological needs that we may have. So if you're in the audience watching live, please hang around. We'll be back momentarily. If you're watching on VOD, just hit fast forward and you'll see us soon. All right, we'll be back momentarily. Thank you.
Later.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to twitch.tv/the Onyx Path. I will be handing the reins back over to our glorious storyteller, Tom. If you're just joining us, we are playing Hunt of the Vigil, Cinder and Soot. This is session 2. Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you. And you may join me as a dancing partner, since our good Julie is sitting in a car in front of an archway that's leading into a backyard of a huge apartment block. And, well, she has been observing a person performing some ritual in the dark of the night, and they spotted you and are getting up from the floor, and they're definitely going into your direction because they're holding eye contact.
All right. I would like to, if at all possible, hit stop on that recording I've been doing. And the very instant that it lets me, I'm going to send that to the group chat. So I'm kind of like, looking. I'll keep my eyes toward them, but also just kind of keep looking down at my phone to see when it is done processing the recording and lets me attach it to that group message.
Mm-hmm. So they are stepping into the light of a lantern, wearing a hoodie, and you get the idea that they're moving in a very direct manner towards you, with not stressed, but with a certain energy in it.
Do they appear hostile?
Not directly, no.
Okay. That's good. I'll hit redial on the burner phone and throw it on speaker. Throw it, I guess, I'll drop it into my lap, face up, so hopefully it can pick up whatever noises need to be picked up. And I'm just waiting to send this video along, and I guess, sitting there. How far away are they?
They closed in about 2 to 8 meters, so they have crossed half of the way.
Time-wise, how long would it take me and Baz, so Jack and Baz, to get to this place? Do we have transport, or would we have to go by foot?
You have transport.
Okay, then it will take you not more than 10 minutes.
I think I will start my car.
Okay.
Jack just grabs Baz and just hoofs us out of the bar, whilst we're still waiting for that video to download.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Technically, I shouldn't be driving, but this kind of considering the amount of alcohol that I already consumed earlier this night. But yeah, look, we need to make sure that Julie is.
At least you can drive.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure Jack would be able to drive with one hand, but he won't be able to like download anything or text while he's doing it. Which is, I guess, you're not supposed to text and drive
Right,
anyway.
it's just
So
an extra layer of safety.
One arm, one eye. I'm sure a few drinks, nothing's going to go wrong there.
Don't
No
text and
roads
drive, kids.
whatsoever.
Don't text and drive.
Don't do what we do.
Yeah.
Also, don't hunt monsters. Yeah, while we're on the subject of safety tips.
Monsters aren't real.
So the car springs to life. Actually, 2 cars spring to life. And the person is 5 meters away from you. You would say male features. Maybe a little bit on the Mediterranean side. And he, whatever, lowers his head a little to get a full view of you and the inside of the car. And his expression shows concern.
Okay, I'm going to, as he's approaching, again, keeping an eye kind of on if that video's ready to send yet, also reach into my cup holder and see if there's any loose change left.
Yeah. Wait a second. You gave Ferdinand money from there, so I will check if there's any left.
Right.
It isn't. I'm sorry. It's gone. You use it for something else.
All right, I feel around for the change in my cup holder and probably quietly offer a curse of some sort under my breath. Probably shit.
3 meters.
I'll look over and smile. My most warm, welcoming smile that I can manage and say, "Evening, sir."
Evening. What the fuck are you doing here?
Sitting in a car, that's really aggressive. That's like unnecessarily so, I think. I'm Julie. What's your name?
It's not important what my name is.
Okay.
I felt your stares in my neck.
Yeah, I couldn't help but notice, like with all the flickering light and fire over there, I was a little concerned. But you look like you're okay, which is good news. I'm glad to hear.
Is this something you're usually doing, driving around the block and watching people in the middle of the night?
Well, actually, I was just coming back from the homeless shelter, where I was speaking to a friend of mine after making sure that he was okay. So there, there's another one right over here. I do, after all, have dedicated my life to doing the Lord's work and making sure that people are safe and cared for and healthy. That sort of thing. Do you need? Are you in need? Do you require food or shelter or anything along those lines?
So, are you one of these fucking converters?
No, I don't. I guess I don't care what you believe. I just believe in that it's my duty to make sure that people are safe and fed.
And you feel his gaze as he tries to pierce your expression and to detect a possible lie.
He's welcome to it. I'm both indomitable and tight-lipped, so
Yes, and that's you you can see that the veins in his neck are like growing, and you can see the muscles in the area tense. But you can see him breathe. Breathing in, waiting, 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 breathing out.
see, I'm terribly sorry if I've disturbed you, sir. I must admit, I was just parking the car to text some friends that I was going to be late for our gathering, and I saw the flicker of the light you lit, and it drew my attention. I really am sorry if I created any sort of discomfort for you or interrupted your night in any way.
Well, you better stay to your own fucking business.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And again, like I said, my business is the comfort and protection of those who are downtrodden or in need. Are you downtrodden or in need, sir? I'll bat my eyes at him a little bit.
I am very well able to take care of myself. Thank you. And if you fucking please, just hit the road and get out of here.
Oh, sure. Is there danger? Is something wrong? Should I be worried? Should I be concerned? Do you need a ride?
Um. I need some dice.
I like this as a valid screening technique to see if he's a vampire or not.
As far as language is concerned, I'm sure she's heard worse from people she was like actively giving
Yeah.
food to.
It's like the recipe for a Scream murder scene.
So, by this point, he put down his hands in the open window because otherwise you wouldn't be able to talk to him.
Sure. Like he's leaning on the window frame itself, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And his right hand just tightens. And there's this unnerving sound from the plastic. And it's starting to give into the pressure. And he really struggled.
Can I get a read using empathy as to what sort of emotional journey is this fellow going on with this?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I can tell there's anger, clearly. But there's got to be something else at work here, right? Because if it was just anger, I'd already be dead.
Yeah.
So can I get a sense of kind of what's going on with the struggle?
Sure. How fast is Jack taking the ride?
Considering the fact that it was like they're coming towards me, pretty kind of breaking speed limits, hoping that it's nice, quiet, and that police are all out setting up a traffic spot somewhere the way that I'm not going, so that I can go through a few red lights, aka if it's 10 minutes, I'll try to make it less than 5.
Okay. Did I remember this wrong? Are you driving and not Jack?
I am driving.
Jack's not driving.
Okay.
We want to survive this, don't we?
Okay, yeah, sure. Well, then you are making progress. It's fucking late, so there are not many people on the streets. Those red lights are very nice as a scenery. And you just bolt across the streets. Well, thing is, you come round the corner. You're pretty close to this place, and in the same moment, you see another hooded person on feet, walking. It's not running, but it's also not very slow. Probably towards your destination.
Perfect. Do I see Julie's car as well?
Not right now, but I guess you would be able to see her car soon.
Yeah, okay. So in that case, hey, it's kind of the middle of the night. There is no traffic. Bright lights, as in big lights turned on. So that it's really clear that somebody's driving down the street at full speed.
Okay.
And I'll make sure that my current path, if it allows me, and I'm not going to hit any pavement and stuff like that, it's in line with the person making its way towards my destination.
So you want them to jump out of the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Jack,
This is a driving check.
can I maybe add some bonus to this a little?
Yeah, sure.
Jack is going to stick his head out the window and go, "Ow!" Very well.
We're not trolling at all.
And just
No.
just to be clear and to check on a thing before I forget it, I did hit redial on the burner phone and put it on speaker. I would assume that would have called Ashley, right?
Yeah.
Is Ashley able to hear that sound from the door creaking over that phone?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
So
Is that Jack howling in the background? Really?
okay. We are getting a dexterity plus driving roll from Baz, and do we already got the results for the empathy roll?
No, I wanted to ask what should I pair that empathy roll with?
Interesting question. I'd argue it might be composure.
That's fine. Yeah, because I'm kind of keeping it together.
Yes.
I have been asking a lot of questions of this fellow during this conversation. Can I claim my active listening bonus for empathy?
Yeah.
Awesome. It's 3 successes.
Upper.
Okay. And I'll just make another roll for which I need more dice.
Oh no.
That's never good.
I mean, if it's for him to step
it's
out
fine.
of the way,
It's
then it's
palm
good.
rolling dice. We're fine.
Unless you're using the, foundry and then you have infinite dice until it crashes.
Well, thing is, before we get back to the social role, we see a car full speed, full lights, going down the street, making a beeline for the sidewalk, and aiming at a person eagerly walking towards probably the same destination, whilst Jack is leaning out of the window and making annoying sounds.
Maybe there's an empty beer can in his hand just to make it look like he's a drunken.
Okay, as you do this, well, I don't think that you would intend a murder. So your heart is probably not fully into it, but you're pretty sure even if you really tried to hit the person, the sheer speed of their movement makes this idea hilarious. 1 second they're on the sidewalk, next second they're standing in a doorway. It's not that far away, but they got hella reflexes.
Drops back into the car and goes, "What the actual fuck?"
Could have used that when I was in the army. Yeah, so we'll just ignore that for the moment, and we'll just continue driving towards Julie. As we do so, I am definitely going to keep my eye out on the rear view mirrors and side mirrors, etc., to see if Speedy Gonzalez is going to follow us. Which I'm afraid he will. But still need to make sure that Julie is okay. That's the main priority.
Yes, it should be. And so it's just slightly unnerving that you see the silhouette of the person back on the sidewalk. And they are in your rear mirrors far too long for your taste.
So they're semi-keeping up.
Yes,
Jack-
they're not running
Wait.
at car speed. Please, sorry, Ang.
Jack slowly turns the mirror so he can't see the person following them.
I still need that rear view mirror.
No.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Travis likes to roll 3 successes.
I do.
Yeah. So, clearly, this person is trying to keep it together. They have techniques for this. And they're struggling majorly. And it's the area around the eyes and the mouth corners that are speaking their own language. This person was hurt like hell very recently. And since you don't see any visible injuries, you're pretty sure It's emotional harm, and it's you got 3 successes. You're getting the vibe of somebody who is in a beginning stage of sorrow because of loss.
Okay. I will say in my most comforting voice, listen, if you need to talk about it, I'm happy to listen.
Annoying kindness. How to deal?
It's breaking the toggles in his brain. It's like, anger, why are you being nice right now? What the fuck?
Yes, that's very much what's going on. And then he just says, well, you know the fuck what? Talking would be fucking nice. And they rip the door out of the car.
Excellent.
Found the Garu.
As they pull the door away from the car,
Have you somehow got a copy of VW5 early?
does their body change at all, or do they just like swipe their arm and the door is gone?
The hoodie swelts.
Okay. Well, while they're doing that, I'm not that attached to this car door, so I'm just going to throw it in drive and floor it.
Great.
I'm gonna. Ashley's like, I'm gonna call somebody. Maybe? Are you? Maybe the sirens will help. I don't know. We're gonna call 911 and say there's a car accident over there.
I'm taking off as fast as like my 1978 Gremlin will allow.
Yeah, you do that. Get the fuck out of there. I'm gonna call like emergency services on the other line. But yes, go. It's like ugh.
You're having
Lauren.
this conversation screaming because without a door, it's fucking loud in this car.
Sure.
And
Me and Baz see this, or are we still too far away?
yes, you see the headlights just blaring up, and then a car rushes forwards, passes you, and then you see just a few meters behind that a guy ripped like hell, waving a car door around.
I would imagine that the headlights don't come on that Gremlin until I'm about a block and a half away. So like I realize there's not. Like, why is it so dark? Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean,
Baz, do we
Yeah,
follow?
I'm kind of just. So we're basically, Julie is passing us as we're just charging towards the opposite, correct?
Yes.
And like
in that,
the whole side of like my car is ripped off basically because it's like a 2-door like
Yeah.
affair. So
I'm imagining-
I might
Yeah.
even wave.
I've got this image in my head of the cars going past each other. As they go past, you just stare through the door that's not there and look at us. You kind of get this slow head turn of both of us.
So for my vision, then the guy that ripped out the door was on the right side. We're passing Julie on his left side. So technically we cannot collect the door from the ripped guy, and we'll just keep on charging straight on like nothing.
Are you
to
like-
see here.
We're just
What
gonna drive
are you
straight past
dangling
them.
out the window as you're driving to like scoop up the car door from the
No,
ground?
I
Waving
was-
it, the dude holding it.
Yeah, I was literally just gonna try to, considering where everything was happening, to just sideswipe that guy.
Is he on your side or my side?
He's
'Cause he might
on
want to-
he's on your side. So
As he drives past, I'm going to throw my door open because he wants another one. He needs a matching pair.
I mean, I'll take
Basically,
it.
try and hit him with the door as we go past.
Oh, God.
Okay. What
Don't fall
silly dice roll would this be?
I would say possibly wits and athletics.
Probably.
To be
It could be like melee, if
So
you
can I
consider the
use
car a
brawl?
weapon.
Yeah.
Or brawl, yeah.
Brawl.
Wits and brawl, maybe.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, do this.
Oh, shoot.
How would you like 3 successes?
I'd love 3 successes. I really do.
You're gonna be consistent.
Yes.
I'm so glad you chose brawl and not athletics there.
And here we go. My dice luck strikes.
Oh, no.
You hit him at full speed. Well, some of the force is taken by the door that he is holding, but he still gets a lot of kinetic energy traversed from the fast moving car towards the still standing person. And so he gets ripped off his feet, launched through the air, and puts a fucking dent into the brick wall behind him. You see his head ramming into the stonework, and there's some very nasty sounds. And then you're past him.
I was gonna say, I bet that
And-
shit looks fascinating in a rearview mirror at 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what the
Only
worst.
70. Wow.
That's probably
You
as
know, we
fast as the car
can't-
can go.
Yeah, but you know what the worst part is
That's
going to
on the
be.
side where the door just opened, so that mirror's probably gone, so we can't see it anyway.
Yeah, but
Hear all these noises.
I do believe Julie is going to come past the guy that we tried to run over as well.
And continue right past them unless they make that a problem for me. I will.
Yeah.
I will not even acknowledge as I drive past. I'm just trying to put my foot through the floorboard of this vehicle.
Yeah, and
That's a pretty good idea because the guy just, well, it's not really a secret anymore. He just lets go. He's been hurt very, very much. A few milliseconds ago by a car, and it's just pure rage from this moment on. And there is a howling coming from his from his throat, and he just goes full Kainos rage. Gets back onto his giant legs, since he is now like 2.5 meters towering. Picks up his car door from the floor. And I need another driving check for you to avoid the missile.
Yeah.
Which one of us?
Me.
That's the guy who hurt him.
Okay.
So,
Woohoo! Let's go for 0 successes.
amazing!
No.
So,
I mean, we'll just go. I mean, at least we got your door back, Julie.
the door
We'll keep that
hits,
in the boot. It's probably
And
lodged
it's-
in the window now.
Oh God.
has such an impact that it turns the car just slightly, but hard enough to get you steer into the next building. I'll give you a very brief moment to think of what you're doing. As well, Julie passes, the
So-
other.
I'm gonna. Can I use my danger sense to kind of use for this?
You're pretty sure that you are in danger.
Yeah, no, but
You're having a car accident with a Krynos.
yeah,
I would say the
Full of claws.
the,
You are in danger, my friend. I
the
think
spider
the
sense is
there.
tingling. Yes.
The spider sense is tingling. Yes.
yeah, no. I mean,
When you say building, do you mean we're about to crash into a wall head on?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm going to use my fast reflexes and jump out the car.
amazing.
how are you getting so quickly out of the seatbelts?
He probably wasn't wearing it.
Yeah, okay.
You
That makes
think this car has
sense.
seatbelts?
Yeah, mine does.
Okay.
Sheesh.
Okay. Whilst Jack is already leaving the sinking ship, and Baz is still doing the brain math of how to survive this moment, Julie passes the other person, and they also pick up eye contact with you. And you see the change. You see how the fur is growing from the neck, how the face is elongating, and the mouth turns into a maw. And then they start leaping, but not at you. They go full speed further up the street.
Towards my friends.
Yes.
That is a damn shame. I will say a few extra Hail Marys tomorrow, and I just gun it and keep going.
I am not gonna lie.
That seems like a valid reaction to delirium. So saying nope.
What have I got? No, I'm hitting the gas. I still have Ashley on speakerphone, right?
Yeah.
Did you call
she's on
911? Did you call 911?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still. I'm on the phone. There's someone on the way.
I'm on hold at the moment.
They're hearing all. They'll hear all the weird like crashing and screaming and the screeching of metal from the speakerphone and like Julie going, "What the fuck?" It's just like, holy fuck. Giving the last known address. I don't know how many vehicles are involved. It's like you can hear it, right? With the screeching of metal and breaking of glass. It's like, what the fuck? But it's like, it just trying to like maintain the two conversations at the same time is kind of difficult for Ashley, but she's trying.
Julie's shouting shit like, "Send animal control, send the National Guard."
Oh boy.
So,
Jack now has regrets.
That's a way of putting it.
I know. Things are getting busy on Ashley's side too, because one of your analysis machines is giving you a alarm for results, and somehow the third line is ringing for you. It's the phone of the lab.
God damn it. Okay. So she has all these things going on, but so it's like, well, one's on speaker. I'm on the one line. Hold on, I gotta take this other call. And then she picks up the other. It's like she's got two cell phones, so this works out. So she's gonna pick up the other phone and say hello.
Ashley, hi. This is Jason. We got some strange stuff from the laboratory, and I wanted to tell you, there were a heck amount of people in this flat and lost blood there. Like, I don't know, like 12.
Wow, that's a lot. She's trying to keep it together as there's like screeching in the background. It's just like, that's a lot. What else did you guys find?
Well, a lot of shit that doesn't make any sense. I mean, some of the blood, it straight away died on us before we could actually analyze it. Like, some of the proteins were already completely ineffectual as we got into the lab, which is strange. And well, we got so many markers that don't make any sense. In the meanwhile, there is further car noises from the other line, and the operator on 911 wants to know how many injured people there are.
Hold on, Jason. Julie, how many are hurt?
30. I don't know, as many as they need to get here quickly. While I'm shouting that into the phone, it's very clear that none of them are advancing toward me, right?
Yes.
I'm going to hit the brakes. I'm going to grab my vial of anointing oil, still on the phone with Ashley. I don't know, at least 5 people are hurt. And I would like to try to draw that symbol from memory, that ward against shapeshifters that I saw on the hood of my car.
That. This sounds good.
Are you going to try and run them over again?
I think I might. Yeah.
Good.
You might have more success.
Oh man. Oh yeah. So Ashley's going to
Jack
pass
is also in the middle of the road at the moment.
Yeah, so Ashley's gonna pass at least 5, but it's chaotic on the other with the line with my patient. So please, if you get there as soon as you can. And then she'll mute herself on that line and go back. Yeah, so that's highly abnormal. I would love to see a copy of the lab work.
Sure, we can send it over, but I can't give you all the details right now. There's still people around, but I think this person incorporated others. And the alarm on your analyzers is still beeping and throwing results at you. And well, it just blinks all over the place. The first thing that your eye is catching is werewolf. Well, Baz and Jack. Jack is jumping out of a car with lightning fast reflexes and does me the favor of a dexterity plus athletics roll. Does this do any fun thing for you?
Fine. Fast reflexes again. Wait a minute. +1 initiative per dot. Oh, okay.
I'd grant you that you are not hesitating for long to get out of the car. So let's use it for 1 additional die.
So you want Dex and Athletics?
Yes, Dex plus Athletics plus 1. What's the course of action for Baz?
Baz is literally at this point frozen in action, and yeah, he kind of just caught him totally off guard. And unless he can try and skip the car so that it hits the side where Jack just jumped from, so that he is kind of safe from impact, he'll try to do that. But
Sure.
Other than that, no.
This sounds like another driving test to me.
Yeah. I mean, 3 successes. I'll take it.
Yes. And what's the results on Jack's roll?
Jack's dead.
What?
Already?
I got no successes.
Yes!
You shouldn't be that happy about that, Tom.
I am. I'm loving this. So we see the car dodging around like a ricochet bullet and then hitting the wall, and it's just like fireworks. Yeah, you can see the stones scraping the metal, and it's full of sparks, and there's a horrible noise, and the airbags go off, and Baz disappears in a cloud of dust and a dying car. And well, Jack jumps out there, starts rolling. We are going 70 miles per hour. So let's see. I don't know the rules for this, so I just gonna make them up and gonna roll some
Gonna try and
dice.
hug and love the werewolf back to normality.
While you're sorting out dice pools, Tom, do I see like this horrendous wreck while I'm in the process of painting this protection sigil on the front of my car?
It's quite a distance, but it's very hard to ignore it.
In that case, I'm going to be like, well, it was a good idea, and then get back in my car and go the other way.
I mean, don't blame you. Yeah, if Jack survives, his insurance is gonna arrange a new car for me.
He's definitely going to need an ambulance at this point.
Jack
Again.
gonna take
Still.
3 points of lethal damage.
Oh,
What?
And that's because your movement isn't stopped by anything unorganic, but you are actually catched by a giant paw.
Friend!
Very much, friend. You are picked out of the air after you hit the floor twice. And just your momentum is used to whirl you around. And next thing you know is you look into some yellow glowing eyes and 2 rows of white teeth and a very intimidating owl that's screaming into your face.
Oh, shit. I'll roll up a new character, shall I? Jack, he's very dazed. He's not really quite with it. So he just kind of, his head's lolling about, catches it, eyes go wide, tries, like he thinks he's still got 2 hands and tries to scrabble at the claws. And goes, not again, not again, not again, not again, and just basically goes into full panic mode. Lashes out with his one hand, tries to punch the thing in the face.
Cute idea. Well,
I don't think he's going to come out of this.
the other arm rises into the air, claws extended, 4 fingers, 1 thumb, ready to dig into your very, very soft flesh. And I think this is just a beautiful moment to end the session.
Ah.
oh, this is ooh. Well, we found out there was in fact a werewolf. Unfortunately, it may or may not be this one, but it's the McDonald's we have at home.
No, there's two. There's 2. Don't forget the other one running up behind us.
Right.
Yeah.
We found the pack.
I appreciate you all running to Julie's rescue. I'm sorry that she can't return the favor.
Hey, I kind of... The idea of the door was good. The outcome of it, not so good.
I thought they wanted a lift. I thought I'd open the door and invite them in.
I had already offered him a ride.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Oh man, that's bad.
Yeah.
And Ashley's managing 3 phone calls, going, "Oh my god, why?"
Who let Jack back into the group?
I Ashley?
It was a bad group consensus. Well, they were just going to the library, man. It was just like, what
Well,
could go wrong? They're going to go look at books. Oh, wait, never mind. It's
And-
them.
well,
That's
And just
we
because
ended,
I lost
I should have
track,
known better.
I lost track a bit. So where did we end up with Baz being? Is Baz still in the wrecked car?
Baz is in the
yes.
car,
Okay, excellent.
saved by his driving and an airbag.
I mean, saved is relative.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got some metal and broken glass in between him and the wolves. So, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not much. I mean, seeing as they already were collecting doors, I'm pretty sure that they can collect them on my side as well now.
Oh, boy.
So,
They give really good hugs. Well, that's all I'm going to say. Really good hugs. A little bit sharp, but they're nice and warm.
yeah.
Maybe their pack totem is Mayhem from the Allstate commercials.
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
Ugh.
Well, I guess we'll find out what's going to happen to us next week.
Yes. And if there are any twists and turns and surprises.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Jack is going to shift into Krynos after this. But Right, Jack?
He
Right,
has been
Jack?
scraped by something.
yeah. We can help, right? We can help.
You know, that last, like, maybe, it isn't just him being, like, extra resilient based off his own merits. Maybe he's been infected too, and he'll be able to survive this. Because an instantaneous shift would be traumatic, but he'd live.
Yeah. And then we'll have to undone Jack and put him down.
The good thing.
Nothing bad's going to happen. It's all
He'll
gonna
be our werewolf problem.
This will all be fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just all we have to have is a little faith that everything will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If only someone had a protective ring. I don't know.
You know what? Julie's feeling very safe right now. Julie's feeling protected.
Who had that ring anyway? Was
Julie.
that? Yeah, Julie. Yeah, nice.
So, thank you so much. This was incredibly fun.
Yes, I had a great time. Thank you for running.
Yeah, same here.
Super cool.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
To that end, let's do our outros, shall we?
Yeah.
If you want to start us off, Tom, tell us who you are, what you do, anything that you would like to promote. And normally I would say who you're playing, but you're playing everybody. And then your pronouns, if you could, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm Tom Murr. I am your friendly neighborhood bodiless void. And I got a voice, and I'm using it to tell horrific and sometimes funny stories, as it seems. Yeah, if I'm not here, I'm actually not up to much else streaming-wise at the moment, and I'm staying away from my socials to keep my mind safe and sane. So yeah, you can find me on the Onyx Path Discord. And well, I have been working on some Vesson stuff together with David, which I really much like and would be happy if you look out for this. It's I got two things up on drive-through. One of them is Apples Inside It, Apples and Smoke, and the other one is Longing Calling. And I noticed as I'm writing scenarios and adventures, there's somehow always tragic love involved. So don't expect as much werewolf massacring, but heavy atmosphere and some feelings. So yeah, I'd be happy if you took a look at this. So, but that's enough about me. The real stars of this show are my players, and we go in the other direction this time and start off with Edwin.
Hi. Once more, Edwin Wessels, he, him. I'm playing Barry Bass Blackwell, hunter that's apparently in a car crash at Wolf at the moment, while facing down a werewolf. You can find me on Twitter at gaming_pilgrim. I don't do anything fancy like Travis, David, Kim, or Tom. I am literally just a player that enjoys getting my characters into trouble, out of trouble, and possibly in too much mayhem. That's good for them.
Thank you very much. Travis.
My name's Travis. My pronouns are he and they. When I'm not running games, I'm writing them. I do want to make sure to just remind everyone that today, this weekend, this is Onyx Path game night. And so if you head over to start playing games, I'm going to throw the link in the chat. You can see what's on offer and dive into a game. If you want to, you've been watching this and you want to, get a little game time in yourself, perfect opportunity to do so. We also had our interview at the Pathcast with Devin from Start Playing. That's up now at the Onyx Path website. And our media contest, it still has a couple days left in it. So if you head over to the most recent Monday meeting notes, you can get all the details on that, as well as our newest releases. And that's me. Thank you so much for letting me be on this side of the screen, Tom. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, and I'm happy that you're joining us. Okay, David.
Hi, yeah, I'm David, pronouns he, they. I used to do a lot of streaming where I would make Tom actually play games, which was a novelty. And I also tend to make Tom enjoy the comedy aspect of the thing a little bit. But yeah, I also do a lot of freelance writing. Got loads of stuff on Drive Through RPG. I ran a Kickstarter in November, and hopefully that book is going to print very, very soon. So you'll be able to pick up a copy of what's known as Eye to the Void, a look at real-world divination techniques and how we can use those as inspiration in RPGs. And I'm also... I do my own podcast where I just talk random stuff about folklore and occult stuff at the Drunken Storyteller, which is quite fun. And I'm also part of Darker Days Radio, which I'm guessing probably quite a lot of people here know of, with Chris and Mike and Crystal. And I think that's it at the moment.
You very much.
I also ignored social media. I have Twitter, but I ignore it.
A wise choice.
Yeah, it's not good for advertisement though. But,
I suppose that's true. I mean, not that Twitter's good for advertisement in its current state anyway, but
you're probably right. What's
stuff like that.
Much more interesting, or who is much more interesting than Twitter, is Kim.
You should add that to your bio, Kim. Much more interesting than Twitter.
Much more interesting than Twitter. Yeah. We're picking up more checks in the apocalypse bingo, because apparently Tencent just announced that they're selling deepfakes as a service now. So
wow,
we're just another check in the box.
I don't see where that could go wrong. That seems fine.
China doing deepfake, but yeah, my name is Kim Godwin, she, her. I was playing Dr. Ashley Jones, who is safe inside of her lab at the hospital with machines screaming at her, Julie in a car crash and shrieking and stuff going on one phone, EMS services on another, and her on and off again lover detective friend on the phone giving her results of the other crime scene. So everything's on fire. She's perfectly physically fine. Mentally, she's a little bit frazzled. But I, among other things, am a freelancer for Onyx Path Publishing. We just released my BTT supplement for They Came From Beyond the Grave. Don't Open the Gates on Drive Through RPG this week. But upcoming is They Came From Witchford Academy. Matthew Dawkins has been teasing World Below lore, which is finally slowly emerging into the wild. And then, of course, I've worked on Trinity Continuum Aether, which finished crowdfunding, but you can still pre-order, as well as They Came From Classified and Cyclops' Cave, which are both available. Again, finished kickstarting and are now available on it. And there's a bunch of other stuff that's coming out, and you should be excited about. Trinity Continuum Aegis is also the Kickstarter is teasing on the horizon.
It's coming
But
soon.
we'll see what
TM.
happens. TM. It happens when it happens. But you can find me on my socials. I'm not that active on them right now because I am dealing with the move, and I am also turning in stuff for deadlines for roleplay. So hopefully you'll see some of this stuff too. But I am at KimGod118 on Twitter and Instagram, and of course I'm on Studio H&H on Twitch, which I don't do that much of because I'm too busy writing and watching the world burn around me.
That it is. That it is.
That's the mood. So, thank you again to my players. Thank you to you, my lovely audience. And I hope we will meet again next Friday and see if any of this is savageable.
I look
Savage,
forward
yes.
to it.
Of course it is. Everything is fine.
Yeah, we'll be all right. No worries.
Fire.
Before we run off, I do just want to remind you, if you've not yet done so, please follow the channel so you know when we go live, or shoot us a sub and hang out as I'm going to send a raid over to Girls Run These Worlds, who are a friend of the channel, and they do some awesome tabletop role playing. So hang out, show them some love when we get over there, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.